up? What's 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 up? Thank you guys for your patience. Get cracked in a minute. Uh, uh, uh. Wow. Greetings. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my Let Me Clear My Throat podcast. I am your host, Mike, and it is Wild and Out Wednesday. I hope this day finds you well because I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Um, on this Wednesday, it's a little breezy outside, but it's all good. All right, we'll get started. It's been a roller coaster of a week. Again, welcome to my podcast. Let me clear my throat. It's a pleasure to be with you guys to just talk sports and just share a few of my thoughts uh, this past couple of weeks or last week actually. I wasn't feeling great last week, but I was able to kind of persevere and weather through that, and feeling a little bit better now. Um, so today I'm gonna start off. We're gonna talk about the Tigers, of course. We're gonna talk about the Grizzlies and kind of end it with some NBA observations and call it a day. As you all know or may be aware of, that March is Women's History Month. I want to start off this podcast just by giving flowers to the Memphis Tigers women's basketball team, which honored Tamika Whitmore on last Saturday as her number 44 jersey was retired. Tamika Whitmore is a native of Tupelo, Mississippi, and is one of the greatest players in the history of women's basketball at the University of Memphis. The two-time Conference USA Player of the Year and three-time All-American, she scored 2,488 points during her career and was credited with 952 rebounds. She was also named to five different All American teams. Whitmore averaged a career best 26 points per game as a senior, while pulling down 8 rebounds per outing. She was a top 10 finalist for the Naismith Player of the Year award in 1999 after scoring an average of 26.3. That was the average. She led the nation in point scoring in 1999. She was drafted in WNBA by the New York Liberty. Following her collegiate career, played 11 professional seasons for New York, Los Angeles, Indiana, and Connecticut in the WNBA, while competing simultaneously for international teams in Spain, France, Poland, Russia, and the Czech Republic. So, congratulations to her, and shout out to the women's Tigers women's basketball team. And even though the women's basketball team this year, the women's basketball team has they've had a rough year. They continue to play hard for Coach Alex Simmons, who I think she's going to be a great coach for our program. This being, I believe, her first year with the Tigers. I think she will turn this program around. Um, and the best years are yet to come for women's Tiger basketball. Continue to support them. Their next game is against East Carolina this Sunday as they start the AAC tournament. The game is at 6 o'clock, and I believe it's going to be on ESPN Plus. Now to the men's Tiger basketball team. They've been handling their business, winning the last 4 games, most notably versus UAB, a rivalry game on the road with a lot of trash talking pregame. A lot of trash talking, guys. Uh, but that started after the first matchup in Memphis, where Memphis won. Yaxel Lindenberg and Dane Danger tied it up a bit. Had some words that set up for a heated affair on Sunday, which, if you're a Tiger fan, did not disappoint. As once again the Tigers, led by the dominance of Dane Danger, came out with the energy needed. Defeated UAB 88-81 on the road. First half was pretty tight at the half, but the second half was a blowout, 52-39 to propel us to victory. Dane had 16 points and 17 rebounds, y'all. Haggerty had 25 points. Hunter had 11. Kobe Rogers had 21. And Jourdain, he had 9. He's been playing really well lately. Jourdain um, seems like a pep talk from Penny. Has lasting motivating effects as it carried over to the next game against UTSA. You know, it's a big game on the road. We got that W, and then right back with a quick turnaround. We got UTSA. I call this just a trap game because um, it's a road game and it's after an emotional win on the road. But Jourdain, he had 13 points, 8 rebounds. Dane Danger again, 19 points, 8 rebounds. Haggerty had 18 points and the free throws that sealed the victory for us for a 75-70 gutsy grit and grind type of game. Certainly was not pretty with the amount of turnovers the Tigers had. I believe they had over 22. Um, but we get the win, and with that win, it means that the Memphis Tigers are your regular season champions. I believe we can win it outright with the win versus USF, which that game is on ESPN2 at 8 p.m. on Friday. So again, we get a national spotlight and opportunity to prove and show ourselves even more. Even though analytics or ranking may say otherwise. As of today, though, I believe the Tigers are guaranteed lock for the NCAA tournament with an impressive non-conference schedule already in the books. It'd be interesting to see how much respect the Tigers received in relation to seeding, even if they win the AAC tournament in Dallas. Seems like every win we have in conference, they drop us down in rating because our conference is so bad. So we've talked about that. We've kind of talked about that topic long enough about how we need to get out of the AAC. But anywho, you can't deny the job that Penny Hardaway is doing, coaching his team. He's doing a phenomenal job. His coaches, his coaching staff has been backing him up with enormous support and scouting. And sky's the limit for this team. I really like this team. I could see it's going to the second weekend of the tournament to highlight. Excuse me. To highlight Penny's coaching even more. When you really think about it, Penny has been a treasure to the game of basketball for generations, for years. for our generation of players. If you look at the news in the last 2 weeks alone, former Tigers Naquan Tomlin, he agreed to a two-way deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, coach and mentored by Penny. Quentin Grimes, he's a journeyman in the league as a pro. I think he's been a pro for probably a good 3 or 4 years now. But he recently scored 44 points against the Golden State Warriors for the Philadelphia 76ers. Um, but Grimes, he played for Houston, competed against the Memphis Tigers, and they were able to link up, and that bond formed between Grimes and Penny, and doing workouts during the summer. As far as 2021, uh, Grimes and Penny have been working together or known each other. Commercial Appeal did a story on him. Mark Giannotto did a story on him back in 2021. But Grimes. Anytime I hear Grimes, I think of Penny because of their workout and the fact that they worked out together. His name is being floated around the league as a solid player. Just needs to land in the right situation. But Penny's coached him up. But you look at former Tigers, Lester Quinones spent some time in Golden State and spent some time in with the Philadelphia 76ers. He just signed a two-way deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. Uh, Former Tiger Kendrick Davis, uh, he was on the 2023 uh, AAC championship team. KD led that team, declared for the draft. Recently won MVP award for the NBL 25 club, which is an Australian league with the Adelaide 36ers, again an Australian club. Made the first team All American, first team as a guard, and you can see some of their games on ESPN3. But Kendrick is doing this thing. Then you got Jalen Duran in Detroit, next dominant big, uh, next dominant big man in the league, um, making a big difference for the Detroit Pistons in the turnaround this season. Then you got Precious Achua with the New York Knicks in their rotation, solidifying himself as a pro in that rotation, playing really well, doing this thing. So, man, Penny deserves his flowers. Give it to him. Clap it up for him. As a mentor, as a coach, as a developer of talent, we are witnessing it firsthand with our own eyes. Penny Hardaway is establishing his mark on the league, in the NBA, in college, high school, middle school, uh, which is how he started in coaching in Memphis. So, you know, you look at this current team, sky's the limit for PJ Haggerty, who should be AAC Player of the Year, and Tyrese Hunter. He's no slouch either. He's an elite guard. I think he'll be a even better pro. Um, Tyrese Hunter. I mean, he has all the tools, capabilities, and he's just filling into his role on this team and doing a great job as a leader, as a senior leader. And Kobe Rogers, he's just a shooter, man. He just when he's on fire, it's on. It's hard for other teams to stop us when Kobe Rogers is lighting it up. But he's a professional shooter. I can see him in the NBA. Then you got Moose to Cisse, could be the defensive player of the year. And Dane Danger, they're definitely pros, both of them. I could see them in the league and having sustaining professional careers. All these guys led and coached by Penny Hardaway. So give him credit. Penny, he's taking a lot of heat from Tiger fans each and every single time we lose. We're talking and criticizing like the sky's falling. You know, uh, when we really just need to relax. But Penny, give him his flowers. He's committed to the city of Memphis. He loves the city of Memphis. His love love for the city is unquestionable. So I say from me, Mike, to Penny, thank you for all you're doing for the city of Memphis, the philanthropic um, things that you do for the city as well. Now to the Memphis Grizzlies, the woeful Memphis Grizzlies. Um, Firstly, well, uh, before we get to the Grizzlies, let's give a shout out to the Memphis Hustle, Armando Baycott. Let's give him a shout out. I want to give him a shout out because he was the player of the week, I believe, or player of the month. But he had career high 34 points, 25 rebounds, shooting 62% for a career high, and he's having a great year. If you watch his highlights, you can see the improvements in his game, development of his game. I mean, he's shooting threes. He's playing, still playing like a big, like he did in the UNC days. Uh, so give him his flowers, man. That's a lot. 34 points, 25 rebounds on a 62% shooting night. That's impressive. Um, Grizzlies could use some of that. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, I'm not sure if they know how um, to play Edie or incorporate him more in the offense on a consistent basis, just to get an easy basket or a bucket, or just to put him in the correct position or right position to make plays for us. The Grizzlies, after squeezing by Kevin Durant and the Suns in overtime, just did just 10 days ago after a loss to Cleveland, which I think people saw as a moral victory, but still disappointed that we lost. As we just seem to not be able to get over the hump, losing to really good teams. We had our next three home games, ended up losing at home because of poor coaching decisions, poor time management, questionable lineup rotations, and turnovers. Um, Really, just kind of just inexcusable because one game you can forgive, but then when you lose three in a row, it's kind of uh, you know it's kind of telling that there's something going on. Lose to New York by a buzzer beater, just giving up a wide open three after a kick out drive by Brunson. You're up two. You can't give a three. You can't give up a three. They give up a three. And Coach Jenkins, he took the blame for that, as he made the wrong call, made the wrong read. Moran had 25 points. Then you turn around and you allow a Wemby-less Spurs team, beat us at the buzzer, 130 to 128. We let Fox get loose in a game where the Spurs are probably you know just save themselves for a lottery pick or a top pick in the draft. Morant and Bain, they sat out that game. Load management, I guess, from a back to back. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 42 points, so he showed up, did his thing, but ends up in a loss. Then you got the Atlanta Hawks. Bain comes back. He scores 35 points. I believe almost had the triple double. And Jaren Jackson Jr., he gets hurt. And now he hurt his ankle. Now he's week to week with an ankle sprain, and that I think will sideline him for at least 2 weeks. Um, we'll see. But we lose down a bizarre play at the end, and this is not the way to lose games. Um, Grizzlies, we just gotta do better. Just gotta play better. As I said in the last podcast, in episode 4, unless the Grizzlies start beating the really good teams, playoff type teams, we'll never get the respect that we want in the league. Uh, I mean, with the way we're looking at insult to injury, I mean, quite frankly, the Grizzlies kind of look soft. Honestly, I hate to say that about us as a team, but anytime I hear quotes from Aldama at the end of a game talking about we didn't respect the game, we did not respect the game. Um, that just tells me that this Grizz team sounds like a fractured group, just not paying attention to detail, turning the ball over, miscues on defense, just not playing grit and grind basketball. And this is all on Coach Jenkins. This is at his doorstep. This is on his lap. He's got to coach better. He's got to do better. He's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. If he wasn't before, he should be now on the hot seat for his job if we don't advance past the first round of the playoffs, or if we don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, because that's where I think we can. That's as far as we can go. I think we can make it to the finals. I think we can be competitive in the West. We definitely have the depth. We have the players. We got the personnel. We got everything we need to win. We just have to put the right people in place. We can't have, in the last 3 or 4 minutes of your game, your eighth and ninth player when you got your first and your second best players on the bench. Can't do it. These nagging injuries, you got to play through it, man. You got to play through soreness. You got to play through these nagging injuries. We applauded Climbing for coming out, and cutting off the oxygen with John Morant. The this rumor that was going around about John Morant potentially being traded over the summer, but right now, Ja's availability is starting to become an issue. Um, it's starting to become an issue. I hate that it is, but it's starting to become an issue. His availability, he's got to be available for games. I love Ja, just as much as the Dallas fans love Luca. If he got traded, I'd be upset. Just like the Dallas fans were upset that Luca was traded. But I don't want to see anybody being traded away, during the summer. But hey, what if Ja gets traded this summer based on the fact that he's not available because of injury? The rumors will only get louder and louder. And so, we need a healthy job. We need MVP job right now. I know he can deliver, but I'm certainly not sure about Jenkins. His decisions will have you shaking your head. So he just needs to settle in on a lineup, to put the best lineup in during the crucial moments of the game. Otherwise, changes are for sure going to be made this summer. Um, I said last week in a short reel uh, that an all-time great will be available next summer. His name is Kevin Durant. And if you were the GM, do you think that the Grizzlies, or would you offer Ja for Kevin Durant and some picks in the deal? And if Durant agreed to it, do you think it will happen? Do you see Durant in the Grizzly uniform? Probably not. I don't think so. But hey, anything is possible. We are a consistent contending team, and the report is by Shams that they're going to work together apparently to work out a deal where he's traded to a contending team. So you know it could definitely possibly happen. And the funny thing is, Durant during the trade deadline, he didn't want to get traded to Golden State after he heard about the rumors that he was going to be traded. Um, he didn't want to go to Golden State, which would have sent Jimmy Butler potentially to Phoenix during the trade deadline. And Golden State was shopping Jimmy Butler to Phoenix. They after they acquired him, but KD, he said no. He vetoed that trade. And Golden State right now is balling with Jimmy, and the Suns are falling in the standings. So a lot of who knows um, this summer regarding uh, Kevin Durant and the Suns and just the future of the Grizzlies. We just got to get better. Hopefully, we get better tonight. We got a tough one against OKC, and I guess that we need to prepare ourselves for potentially a jawless and certainly during game tonight on national TV. Hopefully, we can win. There's no question. I believe that we'll play hard, but um, hopefully, we can get a W and get over the hump. In other NBA news, though, Steph Curry is just doing his thing, man. I mean, 56 points the other night. I mean, putting people to sleep, putting teams to bed. Did that to Orlando. Uh, Golden State, the way they're playing with the addition of Jimmy Butler has proved me wrong. Um, they certainly believe they can win the NBA championship with Dre, Jimmy Butler, and Steph. They're just showing championship maturity and their experience is shining through in these last couple of games that they've been playing. Looking at the schedule, they are not slowing down. Um, then you got LeBron at the age of 40, putting up MVP numbers, better numbers than he actually did in his MVP season in the 2012-2013 season. He has passed the 50,000 point mark. He deserves his flowers as well for what he's doing at his age. His longevity in the game. He is purposely making it undeniable that he is the greatest of all time. We definitely know he's one of the greats, but I believe he is purposely setting himself up to be top three or at the very top in every statistical category. And although SGA he's been balling out all season and has been the best player, I think LeBron does need to be in that conversation for MVP this year. We've seen a motivated LeBron James, committed to defense. Um, you know, the past couple of years, defensively, from what I have seen, he hasn't been elite on the defensive end. Um, and I don't know if that's just with JJ coming on board as a coach, or maybe Bronny James, his son, being on the bench, or whatever. The fact that they're in contention and for the playoffs and not the play in, but I think he deserves to be in conversation for MVP this year, especially seeing you know all this retirement talk. He could potentially probably play 2 or 3 more years. I don't know, but what he's doing is amazing. Shaq brought up something on last night watching the Knicks versus Golden State. Is Steph Curry, um, who I consider one of the faces of the league. To me, there are three faces. Okay, so of course you got LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry. To me, those are the three faces of the league. LeBron being A1, but when it comes to the greatest of all time conversation, Shaq mentioned that Steph Curry needs to be considered in that conversation, and I kind of happen to agree. You know, if he gets another ring, which will be five, and let's just say he gets that before LeBron retires or after LeBron retires, and he has more rings than LeBron. Just the entertainment factor, Steph being the greatest shooter we have ever seen in basketball, undeniably. I mean, I think he should be at least in the conversation for greatest of all time. No doubt one of the greats. But that's a debate for another day. That's a whole nother podcast. Several podcast discussions, in fact, about about that. But I like Steph. I love Steph. He's doing great, having a great year. Um, Sadly, Kyrie Irving. I said that once Luka gets traded, Kyrie was going to cook, and I guess he got too excited in the kitchen, man, and tore his ACL. So, man, it's rough in Dallas. AD's hurt. We'd be curious to see how the Dallas Mavericks navigate this year. Uh, the Philadelphia 76ers. It'd be interesting to see how they navigate with Embiid being out. Paul George. You know, do they rest their key players? You got Tyrese Maxey. I've said, you know, if they don't make the playoffs, Philadelphia should trade Embiid, and I've said that Maxey should request the trade. And if they sincerely believe they can win the championship, maybe you do keep it together. But if I were running the Philadelphia 76ers, I would go ahead and cut my losses and go ahead and trade Embiid. And if I were Maxi, I would request a trade. Trade me to a contender. Trade me somewhere that has a legit shot at being in the playoffs um, and fighting for a championship. Uh, the quality of basketball, I would say, since All Star break. We talked about previously about just the quality of the game or lack of competitiveness during the All Star game. This season with so many ups and downs with the injuries and everything, it's like the tale of two different halves of a season, and that's because it's the playoffs. It's here, and it's March Madness time. So the intensity in basketball and competition um, has gone up, and so it's going to be fun these next couple of weeks uh, leading into March Madness conference tournaments starting with the NBA playoffs in June. Some big games coming down uh, this weekend, next week. I think the Lakers and Boston are going to be matched up. That matchup could be coming soon. That's going to be a really good game. So it's a lot of things to be excited about. Get your popcorn ready. Uh, Subscribe to my channel, Winning Time MM25. Enjoy the episodes of my podcast. Let me clear my throat. Um, Having a lot of fun doing this. You can find me on Facebook also under Mike. And I also want to give a shout out to Greg and his YouTube channel, Throw It Down Big Fella. Uh, it's been fun tagging alongside with him on his podcast every now and then. And follow us, subscribe to us. Um, we need your likes, we need your comments, we need you uh, to subscribe and follow us. We have so much opinionated talk to share, so many things to be excited about, things to look forward to. I have some guests lined up that I want to bring on that I'm looking forward to having discussions with, and you just got to tune in and subscribe. Uh, Talk about expansion in sports in general. We talk about LeBron's comments, social media, and criticism, uh, Memphis Tiger basketball history, and things of that nature. We're going to continue to talk about that. But we got some exciting guests lined up and some hot topics that's going to be dropping real soon. So trust and believe. You don't want to miss it. Look out for some short reels on my Instagram and Facebook pages coming up probably later this week. I'll be dropping those pretty soon. Um, this concludes episode 5. Let me clear my throat podcast. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, we can agree to disagree, but let's disagree respectfully. You guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening. Peace out.